Joining us now to discuss BTC price and more is CoinDesk Markets reporter Damanick Dantes in New York. Hi there, Damanick. So we just came out of that Fed news conference. Just want to get your overall takeaways.
Yeah, we're seeing the market reacting pretty positively. Right around the Fed hike, there was a dip, and that was off the session highs around 39K. We were rising towards that level prior to the rate hike, and then you kind of got the news settled in, and you saw the sort of reaction there. The initial negative reaction was because of the rate hike, right? That's usually negative for speculative assets. However, the commentary after the hike by Chair Powell was pretty positive. He stated multiple times that the economy can handle a rate hike. So that shows that there was some confidence in the economic strength. You can see in the rates movement prior to that, there was expectations for slower growth, and there were signals of recession. So I think that was initially spooking markets, but the vote of confidence from the economy standpoint, I think, is what's triggering some of the bullish activity right now.
All right. How long do you see that lasting? I mean, going forward, he said that there were more 50 basis point rate hikes on the table. What impact do you think that might have in the Bitcoin market going forward?
Yeah, so the expectation for slower growth in light of higher rates is kind of now being tampered a bit or eased a bit. So I think that allows the market some room to sort of recover a bit. And we're entering a seasonally strong period, so that can lower the selling pressure at the very least. Right now, I think heading up to around 40 to 43K is that resistance range. So we'll see if buyers can withhandle that into the Asia trading day.
All right, and we're entering the month of May, so I'm wondering, what is the seasonal trend for Bitcoin? It's not so much sell in May, go away, as the traditional market expression goes.
Yeah, so the sell in May is actually taking profit, kind of. So you take profit in May, you take advantage of those short-term gains, and then you kind of sit out, especially when you're in the mid sort of cycle range. Right now, we're in the presidential cycle, so you have like midterms coming up, and typically equities don't perform too well between May and September. And then you get the Q4 back half, which is pretty strong. So this chart just shows average historical returns per month for Bitcoin over the past 9 years. Up above is those average returns per month, and then below is a percentage of times that Bitcoin produced a positive return in those given months. So right now, your odds are pretty high. We're 75% of the time closing positive with about a 17% price rise. Now, you have to put that within the context of the wide trading range that we have between about 30K and 46K. So that gives you about 20% swings up to 20% swings down, which have been the norm over the course of this year. So a 17% price rise can just be at the top of the range, and that'll give you some time to sell in May and then go away.
Mm-hmm. It's also interesting in this chart below that, basically every month Bitcoin on average goes up every year. But it also shows that April is usually up, but that ended up being a down month. So it's not always the most accurate indicator.
It's 50-50, and returns do not, and historical returns do not guarantee future returns.
Yep. So what is the trend for long-term holders right now? Are they finally selling? Is there any capitulation, or how many are still in profit?
Yeah, about 70% of the market is still in profit, according to Glassnode data. And typically when you get to 40 to 50% of the market in profit, that signals like a sort of cycle low. So we're not there yet. Over the past 3 months, the long-term holders have been taking some profit, and that's evidenced by the decline in their cost basis. And you see that decline heading towards a 13K level. And the price at which you're selling or sort of panic selling was around 38K. So that indicates zero profit. So there is some sort of capitulation going on, but we're not at max capitulation, which will define a cycle low just yet.
Mm-hmm. How is BTC performing compared to the alts?
Compared to the alts, it's holding pretty strong over the past few months. So year to date, the Bitcoin dominance ratio is still pretty elevated, above that 40% level, still higher than what we saw in 2018, which was a crypto bear market. So there's still some room to increase. Month to date, over the past few days, the Bitcoin dominance ratio has declined a bit. So alts have been leading, coming in and out of favor, like AVAX and a few other tokens, but those have been just speculative and risk on and risk off in nature. So you really want to follow the trend. And right now, there's still that sort of disregard for risk right now.